Are your pilots ever scared when they're flying you? I'll explain it all. Coming up. Hey 7-4 crew, welcome back. If you don't know me, my name's Kelsey. I'm a 747 pilot. My channel, 7-4 Gear, is all about aviation. Today I'm here in downtown Seattle, Washington, and this is the view from my hotel room today. I know a lot of people are scared to fly, and a question I'm often asked is, are you ever scared as a pilot to be flying people? And I'm going to explain to you why I'm not scared when I'm the pilot flying, but I'm going to explain one of my biggest fears in aviation. Let's get into it. Now, one thing I'm always interested in is from the people who are scared to fly. In the comment section below, let me know what types of things scare you, because I hear everything from the takeoff to the landing or the whole flight or just the in-flight portion when you're high in the air.
I'm freaking out right now.
And I'm always kind of curious to what people say, so in the comment section below, let me know what makes you nervous while you're flying. That is besides, of course, if Tom Hanks is your pilot, because historically his flying career has not gone so well. At the root of a lot of people's fear about flying is they don't really understand what's going on. Like, how is this washing machine with wings taking off that weighs hundreds of thousands of pounds, and then once it gets in the air and it starts bouncing around, in your head you're thinking you want to call the pilot and be like,
tell me what's going on right now.
But I really applaud you if you're here watching these videos because you are nervous about aviation, you want to learn more about it, because the reality is it's very hard to live in today's society without getting on an aircraft. As a pilot, I have advantages over a passenger because of the length of time that I get learning the systems of the aircraft that I'm on. We spend months going over all the different systems of the aircraft, so I understand how redundant and safe the aircraft is. On the other side, as a passenger, you're getting a quick 2-minute video on how the seatbelt works, how to put the oxygen mask on, and how to use your life vest in the case of a water landing. And hopefully in the event that you're in an accident, you've heard that safety briefing enough times that you're able to remain completely calm and say something really cool when you jump out of the plane and into the ocean, like, "Cannonball!" As a pilot, when I'm flying, I can see the weather in front of us, what's around us. I can see all the instrumentation on the flight deck, so I know with certainty the aircraft is safe and everything that's going on. As a passenger in the back, you can only assume that I'm up there doing my job.
Maybe you just want to fly the plane yourself. Well, good luck pressing takeoff, then autopilot, then land.
Something that's very important for you to understand if aviation and flying is something that does really concern you is safety is always the number one priority of every airline pilot. There's an old saying that we get taught early in flight school, which is, there are old pilots, there are bold pilots, but there are no old, bold pilots. Essentially, what that means is don't put the aircraft to the limits that could cause an accident. Because the reality is, sooner or later, if you are continually doing those things, you're going to have an accident and you're not going to be flying planes anymore. And another thing to remember is, again, since safety is the number one priority of all airlines, pilots are given the rights to supersede our bosses. If we don't feel something is safe enough to fly, we can tell our bosses, hey, we don't feel comfortable taking this plane, and the plane's not going to take off.
You're not the boss of me!
So you can always feel assured that if the pilots are on the plane taking off, that they feel confident enough that the plane can safely make it to its destination. So am I scared as your pilot to fly you? No. We get tested on the aircraft systems, and like I said earlier, we know all about what's going on with the aircraft, so we're always going to put safety as the number one priority. Now, the thing that does concern me is something you'll probably never run into, and it's an onboard fire. And I'm not talking about a cell phone catching on fire, or somebody putting something in the oven for 20 minutes when it should have only been 10 minutes and now it's smoking. Don't ask me how I know. And I'm not even talking about an engine being caught on fire, because that's something that we train for a lot, so we know exactly what to do in those scenarios. What I'm talking about is, as a cargo pilot, I will fly some freight that will never go on a passenger plane. As many of you know, I fly passengers on the 747, but I also do flying with cargo only. And that's because there are some pieces of freight that can't go on passenger planes. Now, that stuff could be an entire plane full of brand new cell phones. It's happened in the past where cargo freight has caught on fire. And when something of that size catches on fire, you really only have a couple of minutes to get on the ground safely. It's something that we often brief when we're flying cargo. In the event of a fire immediately on takeoff, this is going to be our plan. And again, like I said, safety is always our number one priority. So we talk about, if this happens, this is what we're going to do. And we all agree that this is going to be the safest action to get back on the ground. And again, I'm not trying to add to your fear of flying, because most of you will never ride on a cargo plane. Something that we almost never talk about is how we avoid planes in flight. If you want to understand how we avoid planes when we're flying high in the sky, I explain it right here. I look forward to hearing from you. Until then, keep the blue side up.